Laurel Canyon was a place people were attracted to, like a magnet.
It was a very small community of musicians and long-haired weirdos.
We were at the very center of this beautiful bubble of creativity and friendship.
The Byrds, Neil Young,
the Monkees,
Crosby, Stills and Nash,
the Doors,
Jackson Browne,
Linda Ronstadt,
the Eagles, and Mamas and Papas.
Cue the tape.
Joni Mitchell sat on the grass with her guitar.
David Crosby would show up.
Eric Clapton, he sat there.
I heard Dylan showed up there.
There was a freedom that exploded.
The music can't help but reflecting things that are happening around it.
There are periods in history when there are peaks. Paris in the 30s, the Renaissance in Italy, Los Angeles around 65, 75. When a chemistry happens between people musically, it's magic.
Hi, Jeff.
Thank you.
It always sounds like she says, would you please, I know she's saying state your name, but it sounds like, would you please slit your, I'm getting punchy.
Oh yeah, you and me
I'll
both.
Let you go. Yeah, I'll let you go talking now. So here we go. I'm ready.
I've been in quarantine for like 8 weeks, Chris. I'm going out of my mind too, so.
Poor guy, yeah. Hey.
Well, Chris Hillman, bassist for the Byrds. Thank you so much for talking to me today about Laurel Canyon, the docuseries from EPIX. And you moved to Laurel Canyon in 1965. Was it more affordable back then?
Yeah, it was affordable, and it was so lovely because you'd leave the excitement of the Sunset Strip and the energy and madness at times, and within 5 minutes you're up in this beautiful, pristine mountain village, so to speak. I mean, it really was. There's all these wonderful old houses. I had a great wood house I rented, the bottom part of it from this fella, and I had a view of the entire city. It was just wonderful.
And at first, you didn't like Mr. Tambourine Man. It had to grow on you or something?
Well, I think what we heard was Bob's demo. He had written, I sound like I'm calling him Bob Dylan's demo. He had recorded it with Ramblin' Jack Elliott, and it was a little rough. So he didn't want to put it on an album, so we got to use it. But when we heard it, it was, to me, it sounded like a country song. It was in a different time frame, or a bluegrass tune. And Roger McGuinn, who was such a good musician, took the song and arranged it, and he put it in another time signature, and where you could dance to it. And Bob heard us do it, and he loved it. He says, "Man, you can dance to this." Quite funny, and that's what it took. We needed that. I don't think it would have worked if we'd have put it out as it was written, where it was going, "Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man." So it didn't quite have the magic that we put into it in a different time sense. Yeah.
And we find out in the docuseries that you got Buffalo Springfield a gig before they went big at the Whiskey A Go-Go?
Yeah, I heard them play, and I thought they were so good. Oh my God! I mean, they were scary good. And I went down and I talked to Elmer Valentine. Mind you, I'm the shy bass player in the Byrds. I had no pull, but I said, "Elmer, there's a band in town that you got to take a chance with and take a listen to them." He says, "Well, all right, I'm going to put them in this weekend on your word." And he kept them over for about a week, and then booked them again for another 2 weeks. They were so good. I took David Crosby down to watch them. I took David in to see the Buffalo Springfield. He goes, "Yeah, they're okay." How long was it? A year and a half. He's in CSN. Yeah, but they were great.
And there was some sort of controversy with you when you went electric versus traditional, guitar-wise.
Oh, in what? I'm sorry, I don't understand.
I'm just saying, wasn't there, like, among the folk music scene, they started electric versus guitar? Yeah.
Well, one of our first shows we played was at the Troubadour, and that was our old haunt as folk singers and bluegrass guys, was the Troubadour. So we get up there and we had matching suits on, and we plug in, and there's all our buddies out there. They know what we were doing, and we start playing, and it wasn't a very good show. We weren't very good yet, and they're all having quite a amusing time watching us. But within 6 months, they were all plugging in too. And growing their hair out. and as we started to really climb up, and they were all getting it together, so, "Oh, gee, we better do this,"
And in the docuseries, it also shows when the 60s died, you know, it touches on the Manson family. And so how close were you to all of that in Laurel Canyon?
Well, at the time that happened, I was living on the other side of the canyon down in the San Fernando Valley at the end of a street called Beverly Glen, another famous street that had that kind of ambiance, rustic and all that. But I was at the other end down by the valley. And I had Graham Parsons and I and Michael Clark were sharing a house. And that's when the Manson murder happened. But you will see that in my book when it comes out in September. But it was frightening. It was very scary in LA. And you see that in the documentary, but it really was a genuine fear. I said, what possesses these people? They look like the rest of us in a sense of the hair and all that. And then to do that. So that was the start of it. It was getting dark. It was the end of the 60s. And then you had Altamont and the Manson murders in that couple of months, 1969, summer of 69.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for sharing your memories, and thank you for the music. And I can't wait to read your book. You know, I can't wait.
I love to have you read it, and then we'll talk some more.
You bet. Come visit us in Las Vegas when we reopen. Love to have you.
I'd like to come over there right now, but I can't. Okay.
Thanks, Chris.